back to Rising Angels Reborn. We left off, there was some expositing and something about a planet that was completely dead and probably trying to kill us. Let's go ahead and jump right back in and see what's going on. I'm glad you think so. I like you as well. However, I also think you're completely and utterly wrong. I am a real warrior. Oh, that's right, they were having a talk about what it means to be a real warrior. Oh, then let's spar. I need to practice my stances. No, you'd have me sprawled out over the floor. I'd rather not have to do my work later with a potentially broken bone. But you said you were a warrior. I am. I just fight a different type of battle than you do. I don't get you. You scholars are all the same, trying to confuse me. You're just easily confused because you're kinda dumb. It's probably this thing stuck in your head. Take that out and you'll be just fine. Maybe you're just not trying hard enough to understand. A glowing green light catches my attention. I flick the transfer switch and sit down in my computer chair. Sorry, Zuri. The rest of my life lesson is going to have to wait until later. It's ready? Is there anything I can do to help? Let me concentrate and I'll show you how to be a warrior in the digital age. That's not a real fight. It never is when I'm involved. Transfer complete. The program reports that I have acquired all files from the datapad. The most boring and exciting part of my investigation begins. One by one, I have to sort through each one of the files until I find something that is of use. People might call this an invasion of privacy, but I like to think of it as getting the mission done. Whoever owns this played Candy Shop too. Focus, Suri. Sorry. The first thing to check is the personal documents. If there is one place I am going to jackpot, it is in there. Incriminating records, here I come. That sounded kind of dirty. If you say it, just that part, without the rest of it, it sounds weird. Minutes tick by as I flip through each of the 20 massive files in the documents folder. Occasionally, I'll throw a non-suspect one to Zuri to keep her distracted. My excitement dwindles with each passing one. Most of them are standard issue textbooks. I even recognize a few of them from my schooling days. There isn't even a general theme. I've got an ancient civilization book on one side and a fantasy book about dragons on the other. I pass the dragon one to Zuri, who dives right into it. Whoever owned this didn't keep records or journal entries. The only written documents I can find are for a basic composition course. Sorry. I found a damn undergraduate's datapad. Damn it, worthless. If I could breathe fire and smash stuff with my massive talons, it would be so cool. Didn't you smash things at the site according to Saul? Would you want to do more of that? No, you're no fun. If you were 20 feet high, we wouldn't be able to fit you in the ship either. Can't you let me have my dreams of being a super powerful beast of legends? I'm just curious why you'd want that. You seem to be powerful enough as you are. Nobody would dare fight me if I was such a menacing monster. Protecting people would be easy. Dragons protected gold, not people. The mindless drivel coming out of my mouth is only stalling the onset of fear. Some young student's notes on a course I once taught isn't going to solve this. She's like, so many not clues. Don't fear, Nat. We'll get through this. You'll find the clues and I'll transform into a towering green dragon. Of course, Zuri. I'm show you how a warrior of the digital era fights. I think it was supposed to be I'm gonna show you. Like they missed a word. Rally, Natalie. You can't appear weak. I flip through the pictures next. Nothing jumps out at me. The kid couldn't have been a year over 16. Where is he now? I can only assume the worst. I see a picture with a tall male and plump female, both with graying hair. Parents. They're probably at home, wondering how their son is doing on his adventures in the galaxy. Mom, does she worry about me? If Dad was still around, I know he would. He was adamant that I become a professor and teach history, not travel the universe. Oh. This is why we fight. Yeah, you might not believe it, but Saul always used to tell me that he joined the Force so kids didn't have to feel unsafe in our turbulent age. Really? Why couldn't he have said that? Does Saul seem like the type to admit something so weak and heartfelt? Having compassion isn't a weakness. It is when you put yourself in danger every day of the week. I flip past the picture, unable to dwell on it any longer. It isn't until the very last set of pictures that I finally find something of interest. Oh, transfer me that one. Transfer me that one. She's like, get it! A towering limestone tablet with delicate inscriptions carved in it. I don't remember seeing this at the research site. A giant rock would have stuck out. The pictures come in a variety of angles. There are no notes associated with them, but I can only assume that the person who took these was excited. This rock was something important. Zuri, do you understand these inscriptions? I've never seen anything like this before. not Falasor Tui Zipno. You can read it? Nope, I'm just saying random things to sound smart. Not sure if sarcastic or just trying to upset me. Sorry, I really don't have any clue what these things are. Do not ever joke like that again. Sorry, Major. I enjoy a good laugh, but not in the heat of things. Computer, cross-check this with my cryptography database. I want to know what language this is. Yes, Major Pachil. Cross-checking with internal database before sending to external sites. Estimated response time from SIT Sector 3 linguistic database is 12 hours. Oh, good. 12 hours? I know, right? This is the future. It still takes 12 hours to get things done. Welcome to the joys of interstellar communications. We won't even be able to get a connection when we are in shift. I guess command is going to have to wait a day. Which reminds me. Lieutenant Starr, this is Major Pachil on private. If you want to talk to me, do it in person. Too pressing. Could you distinguish what type of shuttles left the shift trails? Even if I could, do you know how many different types of ships are out there? Billions. 3,822 known types of craft still in use, but I really just need to know if you can determine the size of ships. No, they're all the same stupid size. I just picked a random path, or do you suddenly have one for me to choose? No, Lieutenant, I don't have any I think that was supposed to be it said Kylie, but I think it was supposed to be Kika or whatever. I don't have any updated routes for you. We just need to be on our guard. One of those escaping shuttles is carrying precious cargo. So you do have something. Not until I can confirm a few things, but chill out. Hey, wait! Didn't you hear the out part of my call? Stuffy wants you buckled up. We're going to make the shift in 5 minutes. Roger, out. Ugh, I forgot about the jump. Like I said before, you're not quite a warrior yet. I'm going to buckle myself down in my bunk and think this over. Wake me up in a few hours, please. Good night and good dreams. No, I don't want dreams. I want answers. Let it simmer for a while and the answer will come to you. I can only hope that some answers to this mysterious script will be delivered soon, that we are not too late before the shuttles disappear on us. Natalie? Are you awake? Ugh, I am now. What's wrong, Faye? Wow, I can see why they paired up the Sunshine Twins. Ha ha. Zuri wanted me to come and wake you up. She said something about your datapad beeping. Oh, did my message come in? You can afford a few moments to grab a bite to eat with me, can't you? I wanted to talk to you about the camp. Even the mud is invited. Apologize. Huh? For what? Apologize to Faye. She's not a mutt. She's like, bitch, you don't understand a thing. I understand that I'm not tolerating that sort of attitude, even from you, Saul. It's okay, Natalie. Saul doesn't mean it. You know I mean every word of it, you sneaky, despicable dog. Saul! Saul, get back here. All I hear is the clink of boots get faint as he storms away. I'm sorry about that. I'm also sorry that I have to keep apologizing for him. Faye's fluffy tail hangs limp, and those crystal blue eyes of hers remain dim, but she waves my apology away with a brush. Some things never change. Some things should change. I don't want to start a fight between friends. They aren't a very good friend if you don't know something about them that makes you angry. Please don't. He's been getting better, honest. Our relationship is a special case. That doesn't make it better. You seem like a nice Lupite. He shouldn't be so mean to you, or Zuri, or Alphonse, or anyone else on this ship. Slowly that soft, sleek tail of hers begins to wag once more. Thanks, but there are some things you don't know. Then again, there are some things I don't know either. Alright, you're right. There are things I don't know. Want to come with me and to find out what Zuri wants? We can get some food afterward. And I can get the real story behind why Saul seems to hate you more than the others. Brilliant, Natalie. Brilliant. Sure. Just go and grab him by his throat and be like, you're gonna tell me or I'm gonna strangle you to death in front of everyone. Hi, Zuri, I'm back. Huh? Nobody's here. Something's wrong. Do you hear that? It's all crinkly sounding. No, but I smell it. That smoldering electronic smell. It's just like when my radars used to overheat. But where is it coming from? I don't see anything from my lab equipment or any of the testing processors, but this room is pressurized and sealed to prevent potential contamination. It has to come from here. My eyes scan the room, but nothing jumps out at me. What the hell could have... I step further into the room and hear the noise Faye was talking about. It sounds like boots stepping on some sort of glass. Oh. I look down and am rewarded by the sight of the obvious answer to who was stepping on glass. Shards of sparkling glass are scattered around on the floor. Where did they... It takes all of my self-constraint not to scream in primal rage when I trace the glass to its origins. My datapad. All of those hours, all of that data, my heroes. A ceremony honoring the dead warriors of over a dozen games. That is what I must do after I get this cleaned up. Heroes who will never see their adventures completed. Sorry. She's like, oh my god, my game! I can't even begin to imagine the punishment that awaits Zuri when I find her. This sort of crime is unforgivable. She couldn't even be bothered to admit she broke my stuff. It looks like someone stabbed your datapad with some sort of cone-shaped object. No, Faye. They knocked it to the ground and stepped on it. The damage is obvious. I'm not talking about that one. What? I only own one. With the utmost care, she lifts up my precious, precious clue. No, not precious anymore. The thin polymer sheeting has been defiled with a large hole gouged in the middle. I yank my only lifeline out of Captain Moonfellow's hands. No, no, no! This couldn't happen. I jam the power button again and again, but the shattered screen remains as dark as my dreams. What beast could have done this? It wasn't like that when I left it. I promise. I hadn't uploaded it to command yet. All gone, everything. I can feel myself deflating like a punctured balloon. Chasing the shuttles was a shot in the dark. This, my hope. And watch where you put those talons of yours. You smashed a couple of bottles at the site that I was going to inspect. Most people only say that... Sorry. Most people only say that they can trust me to screw things up. Captain Moonfallow. What would you say could have caused that hole? I don't know, a spike maybe? Would you say it's about the same size as the spikes on Zuri's wings? Maybe. I don't know what my heart feels like now. It's as empty as a void, but the heat of unbridled rage burns strong in it. Uh-oh. She's gonna blame somebody who didn't do it. Lieutenant Zuri. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I don't know what I'm yelling. It's the painful howl of someone who has just lost their everything. No words will be able to explain my loss of precious information to command. No words can replace my only lead, and no words can make sense of the pain in my heart. My sweet Major, whatever is wrong? Shut up, Stan. I don't trust myself to speak. I can only raise my shattered dreams up. The research camp data. What happened to it? Zuri, we don't know. Are you saying you did it? No, I didn't. Saul and Commander Rasuna sprint in. Rasuna's composure is strong and uncompromising, but Saul, he's breathing hard, and there is an almost manic light in his eyes. Natalie, are you alright? Calm down, Major. Chill. Why are you screaming like a banshee on my ship? Look. I don't give two craps about some stupid trinket. Are you alright? Did she hurt you? What does it matter? It's gone. The spike went right through the central drive unit. There's no way I can recover anything. If you want me to give her a look, I want you to shut the hell up. Nat, there are more things to find out there. Are you alright? I'm physically fine. I came as fast as I could. What's wrong? Zuri, it seems odd that our security officer would take so long to respond to an emergency. Odd? This is my downtime. You decided to go off shift right after this? This? What this? Don't lie to me. Really, I don't know what you're yelling at me about. This. I shoved the broken pad under her nose and watched those green eyes widen in terror, clearly frightened that I knew of her foul deed. Natalie, oh my. Why are you all looking at me? You don't think I did this, do you? Did Faye leave before you? Yes, Faye left, then I left. It was fine before I left. I swear upon the winds I do. You were the only person here. You were the only person who could have done this. I'm afraid the hole caused by whatever damage the pad matches your spike size. I know your measurements. Yeah. You have spiked wings too. Mine are much too big to have caused this. For your next question, I was with Kylie trying to fix the bathroom. Then there is my personal data pad, crushed. It could have just fallen. There's a boot print on it, a large one like yours. Saul has big feet. Maybe he came in here and tried to frame me. You all know he doesn't like me or non-humans. I glanced at Saul. Out of the sea of hostile faces, his is the only one that is calm and collected. I figured he would be the most upset person, this incident confirming his anger over Zuri. But he's not. If anything, he looks contemplative. Lieutenant Zuri, the Major, was with me during the time in question. You would do well not to cloud our investigation with bias and petty insults. You have a history of stepping on things, don't you? Who else could it have been but you? Stop lying to me. Stop lying to all of us. You broke both of them by accident, I am sure, but you did it. This was my only clue, Zuri, my only hope, and you smashed it. You destroyed them both, and you can't even find the courage to admit it. What sort of warrior does that? Please, Nat, on my honor as a warrior, I swear before the winds, I didn't do it. You have to believe me. She's pleading with me. Her tone is hurt and weak as mine. My anger is draining out as it begins to vent from my heart. She was the only person who stuck with me during the dull time. I don't want to think she did it, but the facts are the facts. Zuri was the only one who could have done it. Zuri wouldn't lie to me. I've just gotten to know her, but I can feel in my heart that Zuri wouldn't lie to me. I have to have faith in my crew. I need to start considering more than just the damning facts. There's more here. There has to be. I've let my fear take over my mind. My emotions are swirling around like a vortex. I'm not thinking straight. Okay, Zuri. I believe you. Nat. Major Puchil, you're allowing your emotions to cloud your judgment. Excuse me? The evidence you have submitted is the proof I need. Lieutenant Zuri, you had the means, the history of clumsiness, and the opportunity. But that you continue to deny your guilt is conduct unbecoming an officer. Quite appalling. Until I can determine what your punishment should be, you are hereby restricted to your quarters. Myself or Major Hackett will escort you for food at designated periods of the day. Confined? I will determine what sort of punishment this act of negligence warrants at a later time. Captain Moonfallow, please inform Lieutenant Starr that she will be rooming with you on alternate sleep cycles. Yes, ma'am. Major Puchil, report to me the damage after you do a less emotional assessment. I will comply, and you are coming with me back to your quarters. I didn't do it. Keeping your mouth shut and not making your situation worse would be wise. But I didn't do it. Lieutenant, I didn't. Why won't you believe me? If you had proven yourself more trustworthy in the past, it wouldn't have had to end this way. If you'll excuse me, my dear. Saul, you haven't said anything this whole time. I was pondering the mysteries of the universe. Tell me, Natalie, why do you think Zuri is innocent? The evidence is against her. I can't let my anger at the situation dilute my understanding. Right now, every single piece of evidence suggests that it was Zuri. That fact alone makes me suspect others. Everything just seems too convenient. Even if she hadn't been the last confirmed person in the room, we would have suspected Zuri due to her nature of not watching her surroundings. If we consider a second suspect, Zuri logically would be the first person I'd try to pin the blame on. As you saw, nobody would question it. Then there's the circumstances surrounding it. Where did she go? Less than 10 minutes passed between Faye leaving and my arrival. If she really was the one who smashed the pad, she should have been near the scene and one of the first to respond. She could have waited. Perhaps. What also bugs me was her defense. Most criminals would have tried to show an alibi to prove their innocence. Zuri didn't. She just repeated that she didn't do it. It makes me feel she really believed that she didn't do it. Then there is the damage to the recovered data pad. I didn't consider this in my anger, but what sort of weird angle would she have had to be at to do that? What about her martial arts? In my lab, I give her some credit. Besides, there was no other damage to the rest of the room. Do you want to know what I think? I'm letting my emotions blind me? Really, Saul, you're letting yourself be blinded by presumptions now. I fully agree with you. I think Zuri is innocent. Uh-huh. Your analysis of the situation where we could have a true culprit framing Zuri matches my thoughts. You just missed one very important detail, though. Oh. As odd as it is for me to be the one to say it, you missed the emotional aspect. Zuri is not the type to lie. She believes that babble about being a real warrior, and is almost always truthful. She'll dodge questions like no tomorrow, but she has never straight out lied to me. If she says she is innocent, I am forced to believe her. There's something belittling about being told to look at the psychological aspects of a case by Saul. Still, I agree. Zuri seems so open. Lying doesn't fit my picture of her. But if we conclude that Zuri is innocent, we are going to be forced to face another unpleasant fact. Someone destroyed those data pads. They didn't want me looking at what those pictures contained. Pictures? I explained what limited findings I had gathered before my information was ripped away from me. Just like when I first thought about it, the look of worry and irritation crosses his eyes. The report said they were looking into an artifact, not a giant rock. You didn't recognize a language? It was gibberish. I might be able to reproduce some of it from memory, but without the original, we have no idea what it said. Could the shuttles have been dispatched to find the pieces of some weapon and the rock was directions? Maybe? If the writing was coordinates, it was done in a prose format. But our problem now is not what was written on them, but why someone decided to destroy that information. What would they gain by thwarting our investigation? To determine the why, we must also determine the who. Our list of suspects is rather large. I have an alibi. as does Commander Rasuna. I also highly doubt that you are suspect in this. Of course I'm not smashing my own stuff. Idiot, I was sleeping. You walked in. That's right. He walked in with Faye. Could either of them or Rasuna have done something when Zuri left but before getting me? Their alibi isn't airtight. It doesn't even discount the possibility that Rasuna and Saul are working together because they don't like my mission here. Any presumptions I make now are premature. I need more facts. No matter how strong our bond is or how foul I feel about even considering it, I need to keep all logical options open. I hate this. I don't want to think ill of Saul or Zuri. I just want to find out what happened to these researchers. Why did someone have to butt in? Why don't you go talk to Zuri while I try to convince our illustrious commander of why Zuri shouldn't be confined? You'd do that? Of course, though it is a colossal waste of time. She'll say you're emotionally compromised by your feelings towards Zuri, and I'm compromised by my friendship with you. What feelings? Idiot. She's a member of this crew and deserves to have our full support. I just meant that you two seem to be friends. You sure seem to be defensive over that, Natalie. You're just cruel. Why are you even helping Zuri anyway? You hate her. It comes with the title of executive officer. You look out for all of your troops, no matter how annoying or how small their lizard brain is. A leader. That's right. Your job is to find out the truth. Mine is to make sure it doesn't destroy people in the process. I should get going. I as well. Just don't let her know I'm worried about her, alright? Okay, guys. We're gonna go ahead and save it here. Jeez, he's such a freaking hard ass. Yeah, I just want to pretend like I don't like anybody, but really I'm concerned about all my crew. Also, he needs to divulge why he hates the dog girl so much. You know what I'm thinking? It's probably the angel guy. I'm gonna go with that, you know, until I'm proven wrong, which I probably will be, but this game just took a weird dramatic turn. Like, my data! Like, who would do that? Who on this ship? Did someone sneak in? Is someone secretly one of the researchers or a changeling? What if one of our crew members is still on that planet? That would suck. But thank you guys for coming in and watching another episode of Rising Angels Reborn. The game is getting more intense. Time for some freaking Sherlockian investigating. Ooh, I wonder who the bad guy's gonna be. Probably someone I haven't really hung out with at all or had a lengthy conversation with, and they're gonna be like, you never paid attention to me, how dare you? So I smashed your things after I lost at your game, and it was frustrating. So I just got pissed and started breaking stuff, but yeah, we'll see what happens next time. Hopefully we get to figure out what happened and who framed Miss Zuri. So I love you guys, and I will see you over at The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and maybe also some more of that game I was playing yesterday, just because it seemed very interesting and it had a really cool story. So, bye!